All right, guys, this is Andre with the Crypto Ball. And recently I just talked about how to look into the crypto ball and kind of get a good idea about how are we going to develop a portfolio in order to grow with this revolutionary concept of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. And I wanted to further extrapolate on that explanation by going into a general synopsis of how are we going to really know and build with these economies as they are today. I know that, most people know of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, most layer ones and even some layer twos, and some people even delve into the smaller cap coins. But how does it all blend together in building a revolutionary financial system? And that really depends on the project that you're going into. But we're going to take a look at three evolving ecosystems based on layer ones, being Cardano, Solana, and Phantom. And we're going to do that in this video, kind of giving a, once again, synopsis of what I'm looking for in an emerging ecosystem and how do I really differentiate between what is going to have a higher upside and what I think is going to kind of not be as successful. So with that being said, before we get into it, I am dressed up as a fortune teller. I am not a financial advisor. Make sure that you do your own due diligence when it comes to researching these technologies, and make sure that you have a general understanding about cryptocurrency and what it means to hold these underlying assets. So what we have here is the ecosystem as it is right now for Cardano. As you guys know, Cardano has just come out with smart contracts based on Alonzo Purple. And because of that, it is going to be growing with a lot of these projects, right? It's going to take some time, but it is no longer a matter of if, it is a matter of when the technologies will come to the Cardano ecosystem the same way that we've been seeing in Ethereum. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but when Ethereum first was coming out, Vitalik went on a Ethereum world tour to tell people about what smart contracts could do and all of the applications that this technology provides. And this is essentially what Hopkins is going to do. Hopkinson? I always say his name wrong. But this is essentially what the creator of Cardano is doing right now. And, it's a great time to be in cryptocurrency. It's a great time. We're blessed to be able to get in onto these emerging technologies in a way that is so substantial, right? You can get Cardano now, and it's on a 30% retracement from its all-time high. Dollar cost averaging into Cardano, I think, is a good play. Not financial advice, but I'm doing so. And that's because of all of these things that are being developed on its technologies. So, for instance, Ergo is a DEX that also works as an Oracle. It's going to be, or it already is, in Cardano. But a lot of these projects are going to be able to offer us a lot of upside for a small market cap coins. Just to give you an example here, let's relate this to something like BNB, right? There was a time back in 2016, 2017, where I had 2,000 of these, 2,000 Binance coins. They were only like $2. And that's because, it wasn't developed. It just wasn't developed into what it is today. BNB used to be just something where you would get reduced fees when you were trading on Binance. Now it's its own layer one. The type of growth that you see from something that barely has a use case for most people to something that is utilized by most people is drastic. This is a parabolic, rise. And some of these coins, if they do what they are set out to do, will have very similar charts in the future. For instance, PancakeSwap. PancakeSwap came out of BNB's need for a decentralized exchange, and people that saw the necessity for such a coin, they made out like bandits, right? People, if you bought this in January, and you were just able to see DeFi for what it is. You bought this for 50 cents and it went up to, $40. Like, Jesus Christ. It's in finance, the winners are those that are prepared, those that are able to see what others don't. And this is certainly going to be applicable to ecosystems for developing layer ones currently. This is your Solanas, this is your Cardanos, this is your Avalanche, this is your Phantom, this is your Algorand. I'm putting you guys on a free game. These layer ones are going to be developing ecosystems, which is going to require extra liquidity to go to the coins, people to up their TVL, their total value locked for these coins. And, this is how a lot of people make a lot of money. Let me give you an example, just something that I'm looking at right now. Sunday Swap. Sunday Swap is doing great in their marketing, right? Sunday Swap is doing fantastic to bring people into or to know about their project, and this project is not released. Sunday Swap, if you get into it, early enough, it could be another pancake swap where I just showed you, 50 cents to $40. It's dependent on how quickly the Cardano ecosystem grows. But for people that are looking for speculative low market cap play, it's almost a no-brainer. Not financial advice, just make sure that you do your own research. But I personally 2x'd on ADAX. I got into ADAX at like 60, 70 cents. I sold it at like $1.40. That's over the course of days. So just make sure that you guys are looking into these ecosystems and facilitating your own knowledge with them, because this is where this separates, the children from the adults. So make sure that you guys are doing your due diligence in these things. I can even start making videos going over some of these coins in these different ecosystems, if that is required. If you guys are interested in that, please like, comment, and subscribe on the video. But for instance, a lot of these dexes probably going to see some upside. MinSwap, they caused a lot of the I don't want to call it FUD because that wasn't their intention, but they came out with their exchange on the testnet, and people just were trying to have Cardano work like Ethereum. Cardano does not work like Ethereum. These are two different protocols, two different processes, and they're doing things in a much different way. And it's kind of like putting a cheetah in water and having it race a fish, right? We all know cheetahs are fast, but in that environment, it's not as fast because that's not where it's naturally, supposed to be applying its speed. Same thing goes for Cardano versus Ethereum. Ethereum's had years to grow, years to get its act together, and Cardano is just now opening up its ecosystem to smart contracts. So give it some time, but everyone should be focusing on the Cardano ecosystem and the possible growth that could happen for Cardano. Let's move on. This is the Solana ecosystem. And while not as vast as Cardano, less money is in Solana than Cardano. It just had its massive boom. But by focusing on what makes the Solana ecosystem Solana, there could be a lot of money to be made if you are focusing on these smaller market cap coins and really how it's going to build up the Solana ecosystem. And I just want to bring this to people's attention because I don't see very many people taking a deep dive or delving into these ecosystems in a way that is conducive to really bring in a lot of profit, right? Is this something that you guys are interested in? If you guys are interested in having me go through piece by piece and kind of read the white papers of these ecosystems so that you guys can do your own research and due diligence, I would definitely be interested in that. because I definitely believe that, with the Solana ecosystem, how much money did it bring in recently? Solana ecosystem over the course of a month or two here has brought in what, 7, 8, 9, 10 times its value. All that money has to go somewhere, right? So Solana is a layer one solution. It has to go into the ecosystem in order for Solana to really have a use case, right? So we really want to make sure that we are focused and determined to find the diamonds in the rough, right? Just because a coin is in this ecosystem, it doesn't mean that it will do well. It just means that it deserves some attention, because just like the pancake swaps on BNB, or maker coins for Ethereum, you know there are going to be gems that come out of these layer ones, and I want to make sure that we have our eyes open and our ears ready to hear and listen to possible investments that can give us a great long-term return. Same thing for Phantom. In pretty much any layer one is going to be trying to bring in an ecosystem for itself so that it can differentiate itself between itself and other layer ones. In my personal opinion, I think that in the future, interoperability from, say, a Cosmos or a Polkadot will allow these layer ones to coordinate with one another in a way that isn't so siloed. For instance, right now, I just showed you Cardano, I just showed you Phantom, I just showed you Solana on these ecosystems, but they are facilitating them on their blockchain. Really isn't interoperability between them, and so it silos them, keeps them separated. In the future, just like how, last year, 2 years ago, we didn't have DeFi to really give us an opportunity to have all of these ecosystems and coins on these blockchains independent from one another. The future of cryptocurrency is interoperability, and I believe that we will have the opportunity to choose a layer one for its specific advantages, rather than just because they're siloed to one another. A Polkadot coming in and allowing these different blockchains to work with one another rather than to be competitors innately could lead to even greater growth in the ecosystems of all of these, because with more users able to trade between different blockchain systems using inoperable systems, it will allow us to have our money in more places in an easier, more compatible way. And so, yes, now we're focusing on these siloed ecosystems, but in a year or two, maybe that isn't the case. And so we need to really be focusing on how do we get our money into these opportunities today so that we can see our assets rise in the future. And that's really based on looking into the crypto ball, finding the assets as they are, and dollar cost averaging into them in order to get a portfolio that is worthy of 6 or 7 figures. And, that's really where this channel is going to move. I am still going to be focusing on blockchain gaming as a way to kind of hit home runs and allow me to get capital to build on these portfolios in layer ones, layer twos, DeFi. But just in general, we need to be focusing on how to put our money in the best place. And I want to make sure that uh, my my viewers are taking a look at these ecosystems as a way to really bolster their portfolio for the long term. Remember, guys, it's not timing the market; it's time in the market. And for a lot of these low cap coins that are in the ecosystems for these layer ones, there is really great opportunity. You can get into some of these coins for very little money, and they have the possibility to 10, 20, 30, 40x. And I just showed you that in terms of BNB. I just showed you that in terms of Pancake Swap, because Pancake Swap is the decentralized exchange for BNB as an upcoming layer one, or at least it was upcoming back then. Now it's already a top 5 coin. But there's a lot of opportunity here. So if you guys are interested in me looking into the crypto ball with you guys so that we can find which assets have a greater opportunity for growth in these upcoming ecosystems, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm always interested in learning what you guys are investing in. If you have a project that you are interested in, an ecosystem that you are really focused on, make sure that you let me know in the comments, guys. This is a passion project for me. It really is, something very close to my heart. And I'm looking forward to growing with you guys as we build a community. So once again, this is Andre with the Crypto Ball, and I'll see you next time.